Right.
But there is a zombie outbreak of sorts happening across Indiana and southwest Ohio.
The term zombie deer actually refers to a disease that causes the animal to act a little strangely. And WCPO 9 News reporter Jessica Hart shares the moment police officers ran in.
We're not going to deal with this. You're being very disruptive. You're disrupting the meeting.
Stand up.
An elected official arrested and escorted out of her own meeting by police while criticizing the county sheriff.
This happened in Trumbull County, Ohio. Immediately filed a federal lawsuit. This week, a judge ruled that her constitutional rights were indeed violated.
Stand up, ma'am, please. Stand up.
Disrupting a meeting?
That's correct. You're being disruptive.
Want to use financial capability assessment guidance under the CWA to assess socioeconomic challenges presented in each area. The goal is for communities to be provided with clean water while giving a realistic expectation for the time and cost of those provisions.
It's everywhere. Communities in Michigan, New York, California, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere have discovered PFAS in their drinking water. This map shows PFAS contamination across the U.S., and many communities have yet to be tested.
Orange County, Ohio, near Cleveland, the local sheriff is urging residents to take down the addresses of supporters of Vice President Kamala Harris, suggesting he would send undocumented residents to live with them if Harris wins the election.
Ohio has one of the strictest laws, which allows them to initiate this removal process if you skip even just a single federal election. Earlier this year, the Supreme Court upheld that law, paving the way for other states to do the same.
The proposed constitutional amendment would create a citizens commission. 5 Republicans, 5 Democrats, 5 independents. No politicians, lobbyists, or party officials.
Because when they draw them to benefit themselves. It doesn't matter.
Derailed, and now we're hearing that the CEO of Norfolk Southern, the same company whose train derailed and caused an environmental disaster in Ohio, was rewarded for that good work with a massive pay raise. I'm not kidding.
16 states from Wisconsin to North Carolina and up to Maine, not to mention Canada. David Gay with the National Atmospheric Deposition Program says the program has about 260 sites across the U.S. and just how far these toxins spread.
Most people don't realize how big this fire was and how far the impacts went. And we measured it over 16 different states.
Toxins spread to 16 states, over 500,000 square miles from the Midwest to the East Coast, where a third of our population resides. The headline here is that a lot more people were affected than we
blow the lid off an alleged cover-up. You'll remember the disaster in February of 2023. It forced hundreds of residents from their homes and sent a plume of carcinogenic smoke up high. Research was buried when the attorneys for that class action suit announced the settlement. Well, now he's speaking out against the settlement and what he calls a PR effort to play down the environmental and health concerns that he flagged. Joining us now is
Ohio Attorney General's office says more than 1,000 kids, 1,000 have been reported missing so far this year, with a large number of those disappearances centered around the Cleveland area. Cleveland police tell us that they are working about
the company whose train derailed and caused an environmental disaster in Ohio was rewarded for that good work with a massive pay raise. I'm not kidding. So news broke that Norfolk Southern CEO Alan
Bill 240 could permit public schools across Ohio to employ chaplains to provide support services. The bill's primary sponsor, Republican Reggie Stolfius, says he was inspired by a similar bill that passed in Texas. He